nobody quite like you. Got me falling through and through. Straight to the top, I'm tumbling.
Everybody, attention, attention. Gather around, please. Gather around.
It's the moment of truth you've all been waiting for. What is the sex of our baby? But before we do reveal it, we do want to give a special thank you to each and every one of you who showed up today.
Uncle Kev, come on down. I see you back there. Thank you. Mama Dondre, I haven't seen you since last Thanksgiving. Papa Andrew, thank you for coming. Priscilla and Solis, thank you, thank you. Now, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. So get out your cameras and get ready to record. In 5. Wait. Remember to post it on the Insta.
The gram?
On the gram, yeah. She
yes.
said. And tag us. And use the hashtag.
Gender reveal.
Now, in 5,
4,
3,
2,
1. Listen here. This is not what we're gonna do. Gender reveal party is just one of the many examples on how agender and gender stereotypes are placed upon people even way before they were born.
By using the color pink for girls and the color blue for boys, we are connecting the certain color to represent a gender, pink being feminine and blue being masculine, when in reality, a color should not define who or what we are. Overall, it should be up to the person on what they want to identify as.
With every parent wanting to share their pregnancy and moments like these where they reveal the gender of their baby, it just affects the whole world and various cultures by influencing them into thinking that they should do this and that this is the way their pregnancy should be done. And if you don't do what is trending or what everybody else is doing, then society views you as an outcast and assumes you have no interest.
For example, a celebrity, Kylie Jenner, recently gave birth to her daughter Stormy back in February of this year. She documented her whole pregnancy, baby shower, and even her gender reveal all in one video.
In the baby shower, she used color
pink. Obviously, since it was a girl. This video now has 75 million views on YouTube.
Kylie Jenner was one of the major important trendsetters into what we now see every celebrity and person on social media doing and documenting their pregnancy. With that being said, society, family, and cultures have a great impact on how men, women, girls, and boys are placed these stereotypes since they weren't even born. So let's get it rolling.
I'm addicted to the love that you're giving. Every minute, every day I've been craving. And I don't wanna get you out of my system, no, 'cause I like the way it feels when you touch me. You got me good. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You got me good. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh babe, all I'm thinking about is when you come around. Ooh, ooh, ooh. 'Cause you got me. Play the game just like a pro, didn't stand a chance. You took it all, yeah, you won by a landslide. Oh babe, left your trademark on my cheek, now I'm all yours. Got me calling you up at night just to hear your voice. You got me good. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You got me good. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah. All I'm thinking about is when you come around. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hey.
Good evening. Yes. Yes, I do have a reservation. For party of 2, name under Benjamin Fred. Yeah, I should be on the list. Check again. Ah, you found it. Alright. Which one's my table? Down? Okay, thank you. This table? Thank you. Thank you. Oh, hi.
Hi.
I brought these for you.
Thank you.
So, thank you, Julia. It's a pretty nice place, isn't it?
Yeah, I've never been here before.
So, it's good.
Yeah.
So, we've been texting for weeks now.
Yeah.
Yeah, seeing you around school.
I've seen him for too.
Yeah.
But I never really bothered to hide you.
Yeah. Well, let's start off with small talk.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm addicted to the love that you're giving.
Wow,
That's a lot.
there's so much
I don't
more plate than food.
I don't.
So I'm gonna go to the restroom.
Okay. You know what? I don't have to.
Yes. No rush, but here is your bill. Have a good rest of your night. Oui, oui, s'il vous plaît.
Thank you.
Oh, I got to go.
That's fine. I'll pay for it.
But I'm a guy, so I think I should pay for it.
And I'm a girl that also works, so I should pay for at least my stuff.
Nah, but it's my treat. It's okay. You don't have to worry about it. You could just focus on looking pretty.
Alright, well, thank you.
I got it.
Thank you for the treat, I guess.
Yeah, no problem.
It was
That's
nice
nice
seeing you.
I'll walk you out.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
What?
It's okay.
What if you get hurt on the way over there?
Why would I get hurt on the way over there?
Well, I could just walk you to your car.
It's okay though. I got it. It's fine.
Alright. Just don't get hurt. Little girl. Alright. Well, bye. See you.
Around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's alright. Thank you for the flowers.
You're welcome. Oh, my bad. Oh, sorry. Oh, hey.
Hi. Thanks for
Yeah,
the
no
help.
problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah. Actually, hold up. So about last Friday, I had a good time.
Me too.
We should go out again.
When?
Maybe this Friday?
Where you wanna go?
I don't know.
Alright, just let me know where and I'll make sure I'm not forgetting.
Alright.
Alright.
Okay.
See you around.
See you around.
Bye.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hi.
You like looking at art?
Yeah, do you?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, this one's really catching my attention.
So out of all these images, this one's your favorite?
Yes, definitely. It's just something about it.
What's so appealing to it?
It's just, well, it's an advertisement and it's a woman and she seems so surprised she could finally do something for once, you know? And, you know, stereotypes are constantly being placed on not just females but males, but I feel like it's more on females because here it's pretty much telling us that women weren't able to do much back then and now now that they finally do something, they're like, oh, look at me, I can finally do something. Like, yay. And it's just, it's crazy, you know?
So she's surprised that she finally opens a ketchup bottle?
Yeah, you can finally like see it in her face. Like, she's so happy that she can finally do it, you know?
Why? Because women are always seen as weak, or the weaker gender.
Exactly.
So what do you think she means by, you mean if women can open it?
I feel like she probably means that, you know, like men shouldn't be like really helping them at this point. I feel like women really relied on men back then, and that's how it's always been. What about this one over here? What do you think about it?
Well, this is an advertisement for ties, and I see that the first one, we see a man in a bed and a woman on her knees holding the tray for the man, and I feel like that's just the stereotype since the beginning of time on how women should always be lower than men and how they should be looking up to the men. But in the second one, we see how the woman is actually on the bed and then the man is on his knees holding the tray, so they're flipped. And I just realized that if people see this in reality and see a couple who you have the woman dominating and the man just being assigned to do stuff, it's just, people will see it as a rare thing and will maybe talk about it a lot, and they just make that seem as though the man is weak and they'll make fun of the man. And so that's why I think that sometimes that it should always be this way. So yeah.
Why do you think this is so important though? Like, why do you think they put both advertisements using both genders like this?
I feel as though they put the two pictures because, yes, ties are usually for men, but I think that they want to break this stereotype and maybe go into what anybody could wear a tie and anyone could dominate. And I think it's just gender equality, as though that the man and the woman can both dominate and the men and the woman can both be serving others, and it doesn't really matter what gender they are, and it's just confidence.
Do you think what you just told me connects with the whole show her it's a man's world and show him it's a woman's world?
I feel as it does, because this world is made up of men and women, and nobody should be dominated, but sadly, there were times where men dominated so much, they were working and women just were at the house cleaning. And I feel as though there is a lot of shift because from then and now, because you see a lot of women dominating in the world now. Just for example, the midterm election, we just had a lot of more women come win the elections and be brought up to the House, Congress.
You know what? Let's go see what other people think about this photo.
You're right, let's go. Ladies first, of course. In the following image, we have a lady who is opening a ketchup bottle and saying, "You mean a woman can open it?" And this image looks like it is taking place in the 50s or 60s.
What do you think about this advertisement?
I think that what it's trying to depict is that maybe women weren't able to do as much before. And during this time period in the 50s and 60s is when there was a large feminist movement where women were being more empowering and they were beginning to get their own backbone to do what they had to do. And since World War II was going on around this time too, the men weren't there because they were being drafted into the war, and women had to be the ones to do most of the jobs that men had to do before World War II started. So like, this is more of an empowerment advertisement.
So in the following ad for Van Heusen ties, it shows two photos. One photo having a male being served by a woman on her knees, and then on the second one we have the woman being served by a man.
What are your opinions on these two ads?
Well, I like that they're putting it together, and to me this is showing equality, that they are both serving one another rather than it being one-sided and only one sex serving the other sex.
What are your views on the following statements? Women paying for dinner.
I think that it can be both ways, men and women.
Men being a stay-at-home dad.
Also both ways. If a woman is going to be able to have a career and hold down a household financially, and a man doesn't have to work and they're willing to stay at home and do the chores and cook and clean and do everything in the house, and as well as watch over the kids, and they can do that too.
Respecting a man who makes more money than you.
You can always respect any other human being that makes more money than you.
Feeling protected by a man.
Yeah, I think that society makes men be more strong than a woman and faster. So what society is telling you, yes, but you should also feel safe from a woman too.
A woman proposing.
Oh, I've seen it happen. So yeah.
And go. So I'm going to be asking you, we're giving you a couple statements, and you're going to be giving me your opinion on them. Right?
Okay.
Women paying for dinner.
This day in society, I think it should be a split at the beginning till you get to know somebody. Then the man take its role.
Men being stay-at-home dads.
Times are changing, and I think whatever suits your family lifestyle, whatever suits your budget.
Would you respect a woman who makes more money than you?
Oh, most definitely, yes.
Would you accept a marriage proposal from a woman?
I personally would not, because it takes away the whole man asking the woman to marry them.
Should a woman feel protected by a man?
Oh, most definitely, yes.
Do you think that women can fill the job of being a custodian?
Yes, and we have a large staff of females that do very good jobs for our district.
Good, babe. You got me good. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You got
Baby needed to talk to you.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna ask if you wanted to be my girlfriend.
Sure.
Alright. So I'll be looking forward to that day on Friday.
Sure.
good. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Again, the weather is crazy. Just like I'm crazy for you. We've been dating for a while now, and it's time that I ask you, will you marry me?
I'm addicted to the love.
Yes!
Every minute, every day I've been craving.
I met you in the dark, you lit me up. You made me feel as though I wasn't off. We danced the night away, we drank too much. I held your hair back when you were throwing up. Then you smiled over your shoulder. For a minute I was stone cold sober. I pulled you closer to my chest, and you asked me to stay over.
Why do I always have to be cleaning? Why can't it always be him? Why can't I have a job like he does? It's always him. All he does is come home and not do anything.
Hey, babe.
Hi. That's not what we're going to do. I'm cleaning. Get up.
Why?
Cause I'm cleaning.
And I'm tired. I work all day. You're just here at home.
No, get up.
Why? Why? Oh my
I
god.
am cleaning.
Focus on cleaning then.
Then get off the bed.
Oh my god. I swear. Why can't you just go clean the table?
The table's already clean. The bed is a mess.
Oh my god. Go wash some dishes.
I already did.
Make me a sandwich.
Go make yourself a sandwich.
I'm tired. I work all day.
Okay.
You're just at home.
Get up.
No. Oh my
Get up.
god.
Get
You're
up.
just home again. We went through this. I'm tired. Let me sleep.
You can do it on the top.
Oh my god. I can't believe you, Just go wash some dishes again. Like, how many times do I have to tell you?
And how I have to tell you.
How about I stay home and wash?
Alright then.
Clothes, dishes, clean while you go work and support this.
Alright then.
You won't even last a day.
You won't have to get
You're a woman.
Because I'm a woman?
Yes.
What does that have to do with anything?
Women aren't as great as men.
What makes you think that?
Because you're a woman and I'm a man.
And?
It goes back to the Declaration of Independence where all men signed it. Is there a woman who signed it? No.
But that
Man.
doesn't mean anything.
I'm seriously so tired right now, and you're making it worse.
Well, I'm tired of you and you being lazy.
Oh my god, I swear. Go clean.
Well, then get off of the bed.
Oh my god. Just leave. Oh my god. Okay.
Get up.
Oh my god. First you want to throw things at me? I'm done. Fine.
Fine.
Oh my god. You don't do nothing anyways.
When it comes to talking about gender, all people could really think about is whether or not you're a boy or a girl. The discussion about gender goes way beyond just our body parts. It also has to deal with the way that we express it and the way our family, culture, and even society perceive it. For the longest time now, practically everything here in the world is assigned to a specific gender. This includes toys, colors, and even activities. One of the main gender roles that kind of like really ticks me off is the whole females are supposed to look pretty. Me, right now that I'm wearing this baggy shirt and I'm wearing sweatpants right now, that's a big no-no to society. So let me just now that I have my makeup done, now that I am dressed appropriately, I have a nice pink shirt on, I have a nice jacket on, I have some jeans on, I have some cute sandals on, my hair is straightened, I am presentable to all of you. Even after I've dressed up nicely and all of that good stuff, that's not the only stereotype that is put upon women. More stereotypes that are put upon us are that we are considered flirts. We cannot play video games. We are never in charge. Apparently women love to sing and dance and it's only meant for us. It can't be for males. We are the ones that are responsible for raising children and cleaning the house. We are also seen quieter than what men are. We are also not meant to speak out. We can't play sports. And another big one is that we are not as strong as men. We are also seen as the one to make less money than men. And we also can't do any of the heavy work such as repairing cars. We as women are also seen as neater and nicer. This has seriously become such a big issue to us females because we feel as if we can't do anything that we desire to do because we are afraid that society is going to see us as an outcast, and we really don't want that. Growing up as a child, I was thrown all these stereotypes by not just my parents, but by my other family members, by my friends, by my teachers at school even, and it wasn't the correct thing to do because we grew up thinking that was the right way to go. That became such a big problem in my life because I felt as if I were to go out of my comfort zone and I were to do something that wasn't meant for my gender, I would be judged. I didn't want that, so I just stick with what people would say that I had to do, and I'd live my life that way. Growing up, my mom taught me how to sweep the house. She taught me how to mop the house. She taught me how to properly clean the restrooms. She taught me how to vacuum rooms with carpet properly. She taught me how to properly clean mirrors. She even taught me how to cook the most simplest thing in the world, which is egg, and all because of gender stereotypes. We as women are seen as those that have to take care of the house and make sure it looks nice and lovely for other people to see when they come and visit. And my mom even told me herself, she told me that later in the future, if I were to marry someone who is lazy and doesn't want to do anything to help around in the house, that it's my job to do it and I have to live with it. That totally does tie into gender stereotypes, because women are seen as hardworking in the household while men are seen as lazy, because they come home from work tired from working almost all day. When it comes to speaking, females tend to emphasize their wording more. For example, if you're telling someone that you love them, females are over here saying, I really love you, while men are over here just saying, I love you. If we're telling someone that they look pretty, we say, you are very pretty, while men just say, you're pretty. Another thing that I have noticed that us females do is that we quote other people, and we also quote people who quote other people. For example, I would probably say something like, Susie told me that Kayla said that her hair was bad.
So I just finished from doing my outside duties, as you just seen. But now I'm in proper wardrobe because it is cold outside. The wind is not in my favor. Fontana winds for you. So I just finished mowing the lawn, and that is one of the stereotypes of men, just like other jobs that require you to get dirty, like repairing cars, building, constructing, and etc. And we believe that because many of us have been seeing this around since a very young age, in movies, TVs, books, photos, and maybe in real life, where we were just taught that this is what should be happening and who should be doing what. And for example, the character I portray as is someone who is accustomed to these traditional stereotypes. And in the movie, my spouse and I, you could see other gender stereotypes where she was at home cleaning and cooking while I went out and worked. You wouldn't see a man doing what a woman's doing and a woman doing what a man's doing. For example, Dave Barry's Turkeys in the Kitchen, where it's observations of everyday life, he says in the first paragraph, men are still basically scum when it comes to helping out in the kitchen. This shows that a lot of men weren't taught on how to cook and how to clean. They weren't accustomed because they would always see a woman doing it and they'd be like, oh, that's not for me to do. But instead they'd be, a woman can do that. And they have this mentality where when they find a spouse later in life, they would make the woman do it, or they had this idea that they would make the woman do it. And in 2018, we have a lot of people breaking these stereotypes. And now there is a lot of women who are saying, this is not just for the men to do, this is for everybody. Women can do it too. And now there is a lot of people on board with the, yes, women can do it too, because if you don't, society's gonna come after you and they're going to attack you and you're gonna look like a bad person in the public eye. And that is one of the main reasons why people don't do things out of the ordinary, because they are afraid on what will the results be and how will people act and how will people look at you and how will people respond. That's also why a lot of people were afraid of coming out back then as non-heterosexual, because they were just scared on what were the results going to be and how people were going to treat them. And now we see a lot of people who are openly out. And that's because if you are not on board with people coming out, then you're going to be seen as a bad person. And there's going to be a lot of hate towards you. And in the interviews that were shown earlier, we see how everybody's responses were pro-woman, gender equality, and saying, who said women couldn't do that, and women can do that. And that's what everybody now is saying, because it would be so wrong for you to not agree with that. So yes, society, social media does have a big impact on how we perceive these gender stereotypes. And before we end this all off, gender stereotypes do not just come in the way male and females act, but it also in the way we talk, because it'd be weird if you went around and calling men beautiful, because beautiful connects to women, and hence, as in handsome, connects to males. And it comes up all the way to today, where we use these slang terms. Sis, like females go around and saying, hey sis, hey sister, and males use the terms, what's up, foo, bro, broski. And males use the terms, what's up, foo, bro, broski, what's good. And even in this, we have the two genders breaking these stereotypes, because a word is not going to define if you are a certain gender, because we have women saying all these slang terms that men are saying, and we have all these men saying the slang terms that women are saying. Overall, you be you. You want to be a female? Be a female. You want to be a male? You be a male. You want to like boys? Like boys. You want to like girls? Like girls. You don't want to like none? You do you.
Several months later.
Everybody, gather around.
Gather around.
It's time
Uncle
to
Kev,
the
Mom
baby.
Andre, gather around.
Everyone just come, please. Thank you.
So it's that time where we reveal the gender of our baby. And then you all record it and post it on social media so you could be like everybody else.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Anyways, are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Well, it doesn't matter.
No, it does not.
Nobody quite like you got me falling through and